How's it going, Critter Family? Hope you all are doing well. Today we are going over Kikopup. I can't believe I've never gone over her before. Never really felt a need to, but I mean, we want to show the good and the bad on this channel. And she's a very good trainer, very nice person. I've never met her before. I would love to meet her someday. But she just, she stays in her lane. She does her own thing. She doesn't try to start trouble like some people. I'm never really trying to start trouble with anybody. I'm just trying to point out the unnecessary methods of training, and I ruffle some feathers by doing that. But today she has not one but two different recalls. So without any more talking, let's just get right into it.
Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about the difference between a business recall or an emergency recall and a casual recall for your dog.
Cute.
And why you might want to train both of them. So a business recall or an emergency recall, you want your dog to immediately respond as fast as possible and get back to you as fast as possible. But if, say, for example, you were using this every day to call your dog inside the house or call your dog outside when they came in, and you kept using it again and again in situations where your dog is very calm, what could happen is the recall could start to become less fast and less exciting for the dog.
I think it's really important that she actually establishes a difference between there's two different types of recall and that there's no one recall for every situation. I think that's really interesting that she points that out, and I think that's really important to pay attention to, because yes, if you expect your dog to come like that, which most people do, they want to snap their fingers and their dog comes to them. And he's just clawing on the chair over there. And if most people have unrealistic expectations of their dog, that just because their dog is lazily coming, their dog is still coming. But your dog is not going to, you can have a, oh, good girl. Now she's scratching on the scratcher. Good girl. If you want your dog to have like a quote unquote perfect recall, people are not perfect, so having your dog come back to you, period, maybe within a few seconds is, through, 5, 10, 15 seconds is still a lot better than your dog not coming to you at all. So I think it's really important and very, very smart that she is making a difference, and she's pointing out that there's a difference between a really responsive recall that you need your dog here now ASAP, because they're chasing after a rabbit or something, or they're running towards traffic and you need to turn them around, or you need to get them out of a situation ASAP, versus just saying, hey, take your time, but come back to me when I call you.
So I really suggest that you should have both the emergency or business recall and the casual recall, where your dog is allowed to come slowly and casually over to you.
How
Say
cute.
You're watching TV and you want to pet your dog, you could have a cue like, come here, or something like that, or come on over. And for me, the difference is really in the tone of your voice. So for the emergency or business recall, where you want that exact precise behavior of the dog turning on a dime and coming to you, I'm going to say my dog's name and then the cue, come. So I'll say, Wish, come, like that. And she heard me, come here, wishy girl.
So there's a difference even now in between what she's saying, that, that she said, Wish, come. I don't have a dog or any animal that's going to come to me. I don't have a dog named Wish who's going to come to me now. So I can say that. Otherwise I would say COME. But there's a difference in tone. There's a difference in expectation that you have for your dog. Now, again, I think people have too high of expectation for their dogs, where they think, their dog should come on a dime every single time, when there's come here, or come along, or over here, or whatever you want to use, or here, and then come, and then you can use two different words, where it's like, you're inviting your dog over for some cuddles versus, hey, I need you to come here right now. Because of XYZ, or just because you're in a sport trial and you want your dog to be really, really quick on their recall. So I think that's good that she, again, differentiates the differences. And now she's showing an example of it where she says, if I really need my dog to come here, it's come. Otherwise, then it's, hey, come here, come get some cuddles. where the word, I personally probably would use a different word versus the difference in, I mean, I think the dogs can tell the difference between, come and come here, but I would probably use a different word like here, as the serious tone of the recall. And then I would say like, come here, come on, let's go, kind of thing to just kind of nudge them to, come in my direction, or come along with me, or come get some snuggles on the couch.
So for the casual, come here, and then you get to pet your dog. So for the casual recall, you can use a calmer voice and calm body language, and you can reinforce in a slow, calm manner. So maybe you pet your dog, or you just go and you put a treat down calmly after calling your dog in from going outside to the bathroom, for example. Come on in.
So it's good that she still reinforces her dog. She still gives them, even though it's in a calm manner, she's still reinforcing her dog, which is very important. Most people like to fade away from the treats when it comes to the recall or any other training way too quickly. They want their dog to learn how the behavior, learn how to do the behavior. When they do learn the behavior, then they stop doing the treats. Especially with the recall, I want to reinforce 10 out of 10 times. So that way at least 9 out of 10 times. That way, if the one time I don't have something that I can reward them with, then they're going to expect that and they're going to come anyway.
And guys. Good
How
job.
cute. She has such cute little dogs.
For the business recall, you're going to have that urgency in your voice, wish, come, like that, and excitement and enthusiasm in your movement to get that dog to want to run to you, and an exciting reinforcement. So maybe you throw the treat, or you're running and then you display the treat. Yes, like that. If your dog needs more speed and enthusiasm. If you already have it, you don't need to do that. So for my Border Collies, I just need to call them and then just give them a treat calmly, because
I like that she adds that you need to use a little bit more emphasis on your body, a little more umph. You need to move your body, run backwards, run away, toss the treat, move the treat, make your hand or your body more interesting than whatever is in the environment to get, if you're going to have more energy, your dog's going to have more energy. If like she says, if your dog doesn't need more energy, then, reward for them coming and then getting to you calmly. But I like that she points that out.
They're already
a lot of, too many people are too lazy. They just stand there, calm, Lacey, come, Lacey, come, Lacey, come, Lacey, 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 Lacey. And they say their dogs name too much. Just say the name once and then give a break and then the cue or a command. If I say cue, other people may know it as command. So just say it once, then the cue. And then when, move your body a little bit, be a little bit more exciting. I like to get down with my upper half, my upper body is bent down and I walk backwards. And when I walk backwards, I create this draw for the dog. I'm holding eye contact with them and I say, come. And then I walk backwards. And if they don't come to me, then I get a little bit closer and then I start backing away again and they follow me. And those are the beginning stages of teaching recall. If your dog already knows it, but you can still use the walking back method, or running away, or getting more excited, or dancing around, looking like an idiot. But who cares, because your dog is excited to come to this idiot, So I like how she talks about that energy.
Be excited enough. But if you're really trying to build that excitement and speed of the recall, you also want to make sure that if you go through long periods of your dog's life without having to use an emergency recall, that you want to do brush up training sessions.
Absolutely.
Where you're proofing the behavior with high-level distractions. So in those emergency situations, say your dog's playing with another dog or just sniffing to go and pee, and you need to call your dog to you, they're going to come running rather than continue what they're doing and then come to you. Thanks so much for watching. If you have a question, you can leave it as a comment.
Excellent. So that was a very, very good video. I like that she does talk about the difference between the two different types of recalls, or the different speeds of recall that you can have. One is more casual. Your dog is still coming to you, but it's not a hurry. There's no need for emergency. You're not going to be in an emergency every single time. And then there's the type where you are in an emergency that one time. So you're not practicing all the time for an emergency, because then that gets old. Your dog gets tired of it. Your dog says, where's the fire? And then they learn there is no fire, and it's a boy cried wolf kind of situation. But we can still teach them to have a lot of good energy So great video as always from Kikopup. If you haven't subscribed to her already, go subscribe to her. She's an excellent trainer. Yeah, so there's that. The neighbor's dog is barking. I'm going to go ahead and end that there. Let me know what you think of this video. Go say hi to your critters. Say hi to for me. Give them some kind of love and they appreciate. Until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.